Corey Swergas here for Slap News, and I have Travis Aragon going through a fight breakdown from Power Slap number one. How you doing in the days following the event?
Right now I'm doing pretty good. Just a little kind of discouraged the way the outcome came out on the whole entire fight. Um, I just went into the fight with the most clearest head. The domination there on my part was there. There was no intimidation coming from that dude, and I just went in there in a clear head, man. And I didn't like the outcome, even though I got the W, but I didn't like the outcome of it.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the week leading in. You guys flew into Vegas on Monday. How was the entire preparation going into the historic Power Slap number one?
Man, it was great. I mean, I went to the hotel room as soon as I got into Vegas. Met up the fellow, slap fighters there. Then Reece walked up and talked to me a little bit and smelt the fear off the dude right away, man. I knew I was going in this fight with just complete dominance, and my mindset was unreal. Usually when I went in my cage fights, I had a lot of butterflies going into it. Had butterflies that Wednesday, going into it. But I went out one time up in Vegas on a Tuesday night with some of the guys, and had a good time and stuff like that. But I went out to Vegas just to do work, man. That was my 100%. That was my goal going out there, and pretty much I got back to my hotel room every night, and I trained for about a good hour and a half, 2 hours, just working on technique, working on my swing, and I think it showed in the fight for sure.
Yeah, awesome, man. I have the tail of the tape up here right now between you and Reece Archer. You're the elder of the guy and the shorter. 3 inches, weight almost identical, and slight reach disadvantage. Do you think in this sport that the height and the reach really plays a factor, or can you square up regardless with your opponent's stomach having to touch the table?
I believe my reach advantage on that part is my
Mm-hmm.
left arm. It doesn't fully extend all the way. I got a little bone spurs growing out on it, so I can't get that extra 2 inches like I have on my right arm. But my right arm is fully extended all the time, and that's my power arm. The arm I'm usually throwing with. So it's really
Yeah.
not affecting me going up to the table and measuring out.
Mm-hmm.
The big part was on my measurement is I didn't want a club or anything like that, but getting with Wolverine behind stage and going for the coach practices and stuff like that, Wolverine gave me a lot of good tips, where to line my hand up, and every single hit that I threw on Reece was right on the money, man. It just sucks that he's such a pussy and didn't want to take the hit. Sorry to say, I don't want to roast the dude, but
Yeah.
man, I mean that's why we're in this sport, dude, to take a hit like a man. And
Mm-hmm.
I first hit after he even fractured my face, and I ate the second hit too with the fractured face, and I still ate it.
Yeah. Did you know that you were the favorite on the Vegas line going into the match?
Yeah, I knew I was a little ahead of him on that. I
Mm-hmm.
knew I was gonna beat him domination wise. Either if it was the outcome the way it kind of went out like that, but didn't expect that. But I was hoping for the knockout, man.
Yeah. I mean, going there, getting ready to come up on stage, the whole walkout, what was going through your mind? Right now, you're squaring up, you're looking, across the stage at Reece. What's going through your mind at this moment?
I wanted to see a little bit of eye contact from Reece. He
Mm-hmm.
wasn't giving it to me. That's what I like to look. I like to look in their soul. I like to fill them out.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Reece was going to come in real loud, like he always does, and stuff like that. But I wanted to come in there. I wanted to give the fans what they wanted to see, and I
Mm-hmm.
pretty much had my hometown just rooting for me the whole town. And
Yeah.
just a lot of support from the community, a lot of support, from social media and everybody like that.
Yeah. Where
Um,
did your confidence come from? I mean, right, before the match here, you're real confident, you're cool, you're collected. Like, where did that come from?
it was like I said, man. Like a lot of people were there going out, partying, doing their thing. I went back to my hotel room every night and I worked on my technique, worked on just straight swings, man. I was probably doing 150 to 200 swings a night. And I just
Gotcha.
don't see how my arm wasn't throwing out from all that, training and stuff. But once I dialed in my technique, and there is a lot of technique that goes in with a good slap. And once I mastered that down, not lifting my feet, I was going to my hotel room, training with my shoes off at first. Didn't want to do any kind of lifting. Then I actually put my shoes on, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just got my technique down, man. Just went in there with supreme confidence. I knew my chin was going to hold up. I was kind of heard about the coin toss. You know, it was kind of done behind closed doors, and you know, I think a lot of us guys in the blue corner, we lost the coin flip, which sucks. But I know that you know we were gonna go in there and do work for sure, man.
Hmm. So yeah, here's the first strike. Obviously, like as you just alluded to, Reece won the coin toss, and is getting ready to line up here. And let's roll the tape and kind of see what happens here and your overall reaction.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was a straight eye shot. Kind of show everybody that too. You know, it's a refraction of my face right here, and it
Hmm.
wasn't. You know, when he measured out and stuff, he measured right on the chin, and that's why we're here to be professionals. You know, and like the way him stepping back twice and the rotation and the pivot on that swing. I mean, like you could hurt a person like that. That's a full blown swing right there. You know,
Hmm.
and it just sucks that he had to hit me super high like that. And I think his intentions were to hit me real high. You know, up on the orbital, and it wasn't even in the on the sweet spot.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed that he readjusted his feet after the initial lineup and took a step backwards. Do you think that that played into it into being inaccurate, or what's kind of the philosophy behind that? I mean, the lineup is so that you can get a square and fair blow, and obviously things changed after that moment.
I think probably from his part, he was lined up a little too close, and he kind of tried to recalculate it. But it's just the point is, man, I don't know what his game plan was going in there with shoes off or what. But
Mm-hmm.
going in with shoes off, you're gonna lift your feet with the cameras right there, man. I mean, with shoes, you're gonna lift your foot too, but at least you have like a little bit of leverage in your shoes where you can kind of lift in your shoes while your heel's not actually lifting off the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think his whole style of even coming into that, he needed to actually get back to the training table and reevaluate himself on a good swing.
Hmm. Hmm. At this point, like, are you feeling the pain? Like, did you know that your orbital bone was broken? Like, what's going through your mind at this moment? Did you think about stopping, or were you just, red-eyed bull, just going in there to fucking kill?
I believe something happened at that point. I actually heard something
Hmm.
kind of like just kind of snap in my face right there, and that's why I kind of grabbed my eye to attend to that and see what was going
Hmm.
on because it kind of left me blurry at a moment. And then after I got my composure back, I mean the hit didn't even really phase me at all. I didn't really even feel the hit
Hmm.
because after that first hit kind of hit me, the adrenaline just kind of kicked in. But I did feel my eye, and I felt like something was really wrong right there at that point. But I was so pissed off at that point. I went back to the corner and I was telling Ryan Phillips, I was like, I'm gonna knock this motherfucker out. And I
Hmm.
was grabbing the chalk and went back up there to square up on him. And this is what kind of happened from that point.
Yeah, so that was the first one, which they call a foul on for flinching. Like, I mean, that was very, very early. Like, obviously, you knew right away that you weren't going to connect on the button. As a striker, you know, happening now a second time. Like, what's going through your mind? Like, are you chapped that you're not getting a fair shot, or like, are you confused? Like, what was going through your mind as you're going through, back to back fouls like this?
Well, you can't really see the slow mo of him turning his head. It's like it's so fast and it's happening.
Yeah.
But the dude was turning last week, man. And
Mm-hmm.
I was getting a little frustrated on the second hit, though. I don't know how I kind of kept my composure up there. I think it was more the exciting part of just being on stage. I wanted to keep it professional. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, usually I'll probably just kind of hit the table and be like, dude, let me fucking hit your face already. This is why we're here, bro.
Yeah.
And, but I went back the second time to chalk up and they said he's going to get the second hit on me right now. And I was like, oh shit, I get a, give out two good swings to this dude and he turns, turns his head like that. And now he's going to hit me again. So, at that point, I'm just like, you know what, Trav, let's do this shit. I was hurting in my face already, but I said, you know what, let's eat this hit right now.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Do you think that's fair that he had, let's just call it a, I mean, I'll say fair blow, okay? Like he had a proper strike or the ability to deliver a proper strike because you stood there. And then on two occasions he rolls out and you don't connect on either one of them in terms of a foul. Like, would you have liked to have seen you have a third opportunity in round one to get that fair blow, or kind of what's your psyche?
I believe the way he turned his head and the way he flinched, like way ahead of
Hmm.
time, I believe I should have been obligated to at least one more hit with this dude. Because, I mean, if he's going to keep trying to duck and weave and do his whatever he's trying to do up there, man, I believe
Hmm.
I should have been obligated to the one more hit. You know.
Was this a rule that you knew going into it before, or was this completely new to you, just kind of in the moment, and you were just going with whatever the ref was saying at the time?
Yeah, pretty much what the ref was just going with, man. The excitement up there,
Hmm.
was so intense.
Yeah.
I, I put my earplugs in. I stuck them as deep as I possibly can in my ear. I just didn't want to hear any kind of really outside environment, affecting my game. I wanted to be on
Hmm.
point, and it seemed like it worked out pretty good, man. I mean, I stuck that cotton pretty deep in my ears, and it was just really blocked out
Hmm.
from a lot of things in there. But I believe I was obligated for one more hit.
Hmm. I mean, we see the second strike by Reece. Your eye is already showing some significant damage almost instantly here. You stand there and take it. Um, did you feel it the second time around, or was your face already numb at that moment?
Face was pretty numb, but I'm just glad that
Hmm.
he actually hit me on the sweet spot where he's supposed to hit me, dude. Because I believe if he would have probably hit me high, I would have
Yeah,
probably really extensive damage to that part of
yeah.
my.
So let's talk about this here. So Reese had a stepping foul in the first, has a flinching foul in the second, and then has a stepping foul still in this. Sorry, stepping foul. Sorry.
Two flinching
This.
fouls in the first. Yeah,
So I thought after three fouls they called the match.
I thought they would have called it too a lot like sooner than that, but I'm kind of glad they let it go out the way it did. I'm just real happy I didn't get hit the second time in that same area part of my
Hmm.
eye because I would have probably got really hurt at that point.
Yeah, yeah. So we've seen essentially, I guess, minus 3 points deducted up until now, and then we have another rollout. Um, or what is even going on here now? Oh,
Um,
they are calling it a foul.
I honestly believe that Reese was just so scared to get hit, and I know in Reese's heart he knew that
Hmm.
he had a weak chin, and he shouldn't even be in this game doing shit like this. So, but um, I was every hit I got on him was right on the money, man, and I know I would have KO'd him.
Hmm. So are some of these fouls, are they not taking points away? Is that what's happening? Is that why the match is continuing to go on? They're just
Well,
giving a.
they're taking 1 point away in the first round, I believe. Then the second time he flinched too. I don't know if they took a point on that. Then when he actually got up to hit me that first time too, he
Hmm.
straight pivot. I know he got it. So that's 3 points already right there. Then when I came up the second time to hit him and he flinched twice again, so that's like 5 points if they were taking points away on every flinch,
Yeah.
every foul.
Hmm. Hmm. So now here, obviously you get the decision, in terms of disqualification by Reese. Like, what's going through your mind right now? Like, you thankful? Are you happy? Like, what's processing through your mind?
I think I was just a little overexcited to let my anger kind of take over me and kind of, be
Hmm.
talking shit to Reese across the table and, kind of going that route. I think I was just a little more excited, but, thinking about it more
Hmm.
and more, I don't know why I didn't make a bigger scene up there or whatever, but I wanted to keep it professional, we're on nationwide TV, I wanted to keep
Hmm.
myself real with the people and, just show people what I'm really all about. And, I know I
Hmm.
could take a hit. I know I got probably one of the best chins in the game right now.
Hmm.
And, working on
Yeah.
my
So
technique is number one.
yeah, now you've had a week plus to process and comprehend everything. I know you went to the doctors, right after the fight, and some follow up appointments afterwards. Just give everybody an update of kind of how your eyes doing and kind of what the future is going to hold here for you.
Yeah, it looks like I don't have to go through any kind of surgery on it, which is great. Very happy on that. Um, when I got out of the hospital that day, my face was pretty swollen, man. I still got a lot of blood in my eye and whatnot.
Hmm. When I seen you back at the hotel after the match, it didn't look that bad when I seen you outside. But then literally the next day, you posted up another picture and it ballooned up again. I'm not sure what happened, but it definitely went down in the time. I mean, let me look. It looks terrible here, obviously, but when I see you, you didn't have that redness to you. But then the next morning, obviously, that's when it turned the kind of the purples and blues. Just actually, I'm going to stop this here, and we'll pull it. We'll pull you up in full frame here, real quick. Let me remove. Gotcha. Yeah. Still looking gnarly. How's it feeling? Like you on pain meds or
No, not
any?
on nothing, man. I don't really like
Yeah.
taking meds or nothing like that. I like to keep it all natural and
Hmm.
just, let kind of my body do its work. I've been, back on my vitamins, doing that, and I kind of heal like Wolverine, man. People kind of trip out about me, but I'm a
Hmm.
pretty fast healer, and I would like
Yeah.
to get filled up quick and go back to the doctor and see if I get cleared up right away.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, how long do you think it's going to take you to recover? Like, you think you'll be able to be back up there in June? With the rumor of Power Slap 2 coming.
I would love to be back at that, man, but I think that might just be a little too soon for me.
Gotcha.
Depending on what the doctor says and whatnot. Like I said, I heal pretty fast, but I want to go
Hmm.
and be ready. I mean, it happened to
Hmm.
this side of my face. Usually a lot of fighters are right-handed, so I'll be getting hit on this side, which is a lot better. But I'm gonna let
Hmm.
the healing process do its work and go from there, man.
Yeah. Is there anybody you want a shot at next?
Um, Definitely want to go for. Like I said there's one guy I'd like to get fight against. It's John Davis. He's I think he's the guy that's me and him will have a good bang together. My power level's right with him. I got a great
Hmm.
chin. That's a great chin. I think that's going to be a great fight, man.
Yeah.
And Wesley's a beast too, man. And I think those are the two guys that aren't in my way though. Definitely.
Yeah. What about Azael? What if they put him in front of you? Would you take that match?
Oh, quick, yeah, I would definitely do that match. Ozell, he's a great dude, man. I got to know him a lot better. Just being up in Vegas, he's a solid. It kind
Hmm.
of sucks on his loss, but John David, he hits like a dang train. Um, I just know I got a lot better chin than most of these guys out here, though.
Yeah. Awesome, man. I really appreciate you joining me here. Taking time out of your day to do this recap, do this analysis of the actual match itself. We really hope everybody here at Slap News and all of our followers wish you the absolute best in your healing process, and can't wait to see you up there again.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.